It's the end of season 2, and the winners are... Hello everybody, and welcome to another episode of Unlocked, the podcast that inspires you to create a successful, happy and positive life, and it's hosted by me, Ricky Locke, speaker, trainer and professional magician who is on a mission to truly understand how can we live the best version of ourselves. And welcome to the end of season 2. I can't believe it. We are now in July. It's been 6 months of podcasting, over 20 episodes of pure gold with some amazing people. And we're at the end of season 2. But never fear, season 3 will be coming back. I'm going to have a little break from the old podcast for a bit of the summer break, really. But before I ramble on about my reflections of season 2, because I think it's very important to reflect and go back and really review and reflect on all the amazing things that has happened in this season, it's very important that we announce the winners from last week's giveaway. So in last week's episode, I interviewed the amazing Jeff Way with his book Stuck Now What, and he kindly offered 2 signed copies of his book alongside 2 of my Unlocked podcast notebooks. And to be in with a chance to win that prize, all you had to do was screenshot listening to that episode, stick it onto social media, tag me and Jeff into the social post, and then put the hashtag Unstuck. And we had a wonderful 5 entries. But there can only be 2 winners, and as professional as I am, I have placed all of the names into the wheel of names, and I am currently recording this on Zoom as well so that I can stick this onto social media as well. So let's get this up on the screen. Here we go. We have the wheel of names with Amber Britton, Sally Chapman, Claudia Navarro, Anthony Burdett-Clark, and Chris Mooney, who all took part in the competition. So I'm going to click spin. We're going to do this live on the podcast and live on LinkedIn to see who's going to be the winner of the 2 copies. Here we go. If I click to spin, it is spinning. And the first winner is... Oh, it's just tipped over to Anthony Burdett-Clark. Anthony, congratulations. You have won a signed copy of Stuck Now What and my Unlocked podcast notebook. Congratulations. Now we'll remove him. There is one more chance to win. So we've got Chris, Claudia, Sally and Amber. So let's spin the wheel. Here we go. The wheel is spinning. And the winner is Sally Chapman. Sally Chapman, congratulations. You are the second winner for the signed copy of Stuck Now What and my podcast, my Unlocked podcast notebook. So congratulations to you both, Anthony and Sally. I will DM and get in touch with you to let you know how to receive the 2 books. But congratulations to you. So we're at the end of season 2, and I wanted to do a short episode of some reflections of the past 6 months of 20 episodes. It probably would have been about 23, but there was a bit of a gap where I had a bit of an off moment and I didn't record a couple of episodes. But I wanted to reflect because if you are brand new to this podcast, you might not have seen the last 20 episodes. So I want to kind of share some of my highlights and some thank yous as well. So we kicked off season 2 in 29th of January, and we started off with my favourite people in the world, Bev and Kate from Clear Thinking, to look at how can we bounce forward into 2021. So you may remember a lot of people was throwing 2020 into the bin saying death to 2020. But actually it was really important to look back. And that's exactly why I'm doing this episode, really. I think it's really important that we look back, we reflect, and we review. So yeah, really love that episode. And then we moved on to a little bit of laughter and positivity with Mr. Pete Can. Pete, you're an absolute legend on that. I had a whale of time on that. And I remember, actually, it's quite funny that my neighbours started chainsawing in their garden for some reason, which is quite funny. And so I really interested and love that episode. And I love how laughter yoga has now become a staple in the world of the last 12 months. I mean, it's crazy. I never really knew of it. I know it was out there before, but it was really interesting to just bring a bit of positivity to our lives in a time when it was quite difficult for many people. So yeah, and then we started to move on with some top tips from working from home, standing out from the crowd with Emily and Alan Braithwaite. Again, 2 favourite people of mine as well that I love. And I had a real great chance to meet 2 of my idols, which was absolutely amazing. I got to meet Paul McGee, who's one of my favourite authors of the book Sumo, And I got to meet Steve McDermott as well, who I have been idolising over for years, which was an absolute pleasure to interview them about their books and about their powerful and profound teachings, which I think is a great way to be the best version of ourselves. And then obviously a lot of things as well. We had a lot of authors as well. So Jeff with his book Stuck. We also interviewed the amazing Judy Kent with her amazing Power of Giving, who is a wonderful lady, just does wonders with charity. That's episode 10, so if you want to go back to that one as well. Then we also had the amazing Laurie Weber. Laurie, I can't believe I've just messed up your name there, but Laurie Weber with Learning How to Eat and Not How to Diet, which was a really great episode that a lot of people loved because it was an interesting way of understanding about our bodies and understanding about the behaviours that goes into eating and binging, as we both shared on the podcast. And I think it's a fantastic episode. So if anyone is out there who would really love to understand nutrition and their body and the behaviours that goes into eating and snacking, then that's a really great episode to go back to. Another good friend that I met because of Pete Can is Mr. Lee Horton, who I've become good friends with as well now, and he's even in my mastermind as well, which was 3 Lessons for a Great Life. Fantastic episode, that one. Truly special story about his best friend, obviously, passing away, and the 3 lessons that he learned. And then obviously we had a few solo episodes, which I think were quite interesting, actually. I've done more solo episodes on this series, which was my best tips working from home. Burning your boat. So say yes and then work out how to do it later on. We also had The Miracle Morning. So that was one of my favourite books as well of 2021. The 6 Habits That Will Transform Your Morning Routine. We also had The More You Learn, The More You Earn. So a little bit about me, Jim Quick and speed reading. And also, I guess as well, one of the last 2 episodes that I think was really, really important was the anyone else feeling a little wobbly and I'm fine. An interesting episode because I'm fine. I was very scared about putting that episode out because obviously I'm exposing how vulnerable I am at a time when I felt very, very low. Of course, now the world is kind of coming back to normal. I can't talk today. I think I'm getting a cold. Apologies for this. But the world is coming back to normal, and it was at a time when I just couldn't see any clarity. And as I explained in the episode, it was like being in a dark cave, and I'm shining my torch, and the batteries are running out, and I'm looking for that light, that exit. And for anyone that is feeling, like it's tough, then I think that episode will resonate with a lot of people. So that's episode 19 of season 2. Apologies, this is terrible audio today. I think I've got a cold. My throat keeps getting very dry. Very dry. So apologies. Let me have a quick little drink of water and we'll cut this bit out, shall we? There we go. So, and then also as well, my great friend as well, Mr. Matt King. We had a really great episode and was received really well about selling with confidence. Really love that episode. And Matt and obviously Alan from the Yellow Tuxedo, we obviously collaborate, and we've got a podcast called the 3 Men and Podcast, which is a hilarious comedy style that we're trying to take over the world. It was hilarious, and it's still out there now, so go check it out. It's on your favourite podcast platform. It's a really fun show about us just having a bit of a laugh and talking about a different subject each week, but I think you'll like it. And that's really it. So I guess for me, there's some learnings here to think about. I truly love the journey of Series 2. I didn't expect to have so many great guests. My idols there. We've got Paul McGee, Steve McDermott, and some of my great friends who I've never met in real life. Yeah, I find this fascinating. I know my good pal Alan, he's also said this recently on a post on LinkedIn. There's a few people that I've never met in real life, but I feel truly connected with over the last 12 to 15 months. And to have that opportunity to bring them onto the podcast is amazing. I know like Bev and Kate, we haven't met actually physically in person for about 5 years. We've obviously got Alan and Emily from Yellow Tuxedo, Matt King, Laurie, Steve, all these people really, I truly feel a connection with. And some of them I've never met in real life, which I think is just a fascinating way to sum up 2020. In a world where, as Bev says, that we are socially disconnected, I guess, in a way. I think what we've brought together in this last year is a connection, and that's what I've loved. And I hope that I've connected to all of my audience as well. I hope that this podcast has inspired you. And as I said, I am going to go on a little break. It's only going to be for a couple of weeks. Well, it's a bit of a lie, really, because I'm actually going to be recording episodes of Series 3 within the next couple of weeks. But I'm going to have a break because editing takes a long time. So if you do launch a podcast one day, be prepared to put some time in the diary because editing takes a long time. And if you're meticulous like me, then you'll probably spend all day on it. But anyway, I guess for me, Season 3, what can be expected for Season 3? Well, I have a whole list of different names. Shall I read these out? Yeah, I'm going to read these out to you. Let's go for it. So I've got a whole list of different names of people that I would love to bring on to Season 3. And those people are, I'm going to read these out. Now, they don't know that they're going to come on to Season 3, but I'm going to go after them. So, oh God. Excuse me. David Heiner, Jeff Ram, Madeline Black, Anthony Steels, Sylvia Baldock, Lillian Quick, I think I've spelled her name right there, I can't remember there, Kat Hayes, Lord Simon, Ben Drury, the culture guy. Ben, we have been saying we've been getting you on for a long time. Damien Hughes, Jez Rose, Aaron Shetwin, my good pal from the old Argos days. I'd love to get him on for a CX chat as well. And also my good pal, Paul Dams. We've promised that we'd have a little chat about storytelling. So there you go. Now, you might not know those names, but there's a lot of different combinations there of customer experience. We've got culture, about creativity, about being quirky, unlocking your full potential. And then we've got a great story from Madeline Black, who's actually a TED talker. And she has a powerful story. And I don't want to reveal too much, but she also has a podcast as well called Unbroken. And that's kind of how we met with PSA. And I can't wait for you to hear all that. But anyway, look, thank you so much for listening to this podcast and listening to some of my rambles through this last 6 months. I truly appreciate it. I would love, though, as well, for you to tell me what you would like from the podcast. I'm here to serve. It is not just about me. It is about you. But I would love to serve you and to hear what you would like to hear. Would you like to hear more solo episodes of me rambling? Would you like to hear more guests? Would you like to have longer episodes? Please don't say yes, because that takes forever to edit. If you'd like shorter, bite-sized episodes, or even... oh my God, that's my voice going again. I do apologise, everyone. Or even mini-series episodes. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking of doing like mini-series of customer experience or maybe speaking skills and something like this and tying that in line with the theme, which is to be the best version of yourselves. But again, I'm here for you. So you tell me, what would you like to listen to Season 3? But anyway, thank you so much for listening to this podcast. Congratulations to the winners of Stuck, Now What, and my 2 podcast Unlock Notebooks. Get in touch and we will let you know how we can send those out to you. And again, thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure to be... it sounds like Chorley FM here, doesn't it? Coming in your ears. Sorry. But to be present in your ears, if my voice has inspired you or my stories have inspired you to take action, then I'm truly grateful. So thank you so much. Please join me on Season 3. And if you haven't yet, then please leave a lovely review or a rating on Apple Podcasts, because it will get this podcast shared out to more listeners. But truly, I am so grateful for your support. Thank you for listening to Season 2. And I will definitely join you for Season 3. Goodbye, take care, and stay safe.